Yo, what's up? Yo, thank you for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate you watching. Check this episode out now. Boom. You see it. You see it and you hear it. It's I Am Rappaport Stereo Podcast coming live and direct from New Orleans. New Orleans, baby. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo, a.k.a. the Sultan of Sniff, a.k.a. the Inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. the Jewish Jake LaMotta, a.k.a. Mr. Bourbon Street, a.k.a. Mr. Eyes Wide Shut. Woo! We on that Stanley Kubrick tonight, baby. Oh, yeah. I Am Rappaport Stereo Podcast coming live and direct from the outrageous, interesting, one-of-a-kind city of New Orleans. Hope everybody's feeling good. Hope everybody's feeling safe. Hope everybody is feeling sane. If you're watching this episode of the I Am Rappaport Stereo Podcast on my YouTube page, you're probably asking yourself, why do you, Michael Rapaport, why do you, the Gringo Mandingo, have on an Eyes Wide Shut mask? Why and how did you get those beads? I'm rocking that mask. I'm rocking those beads. And let me tell you something. They didn't just give me these beads. Oh, no, I didn't get these Mardi Gras beads just for being a world-class, world-famous, iconic actor/personality. No, I got him the hard way. The real hard way. Boom. I'm beaded up. You hear the beads. You see the beads. I am in New Orleans and I'm all in. I am all into the city. I like it. I like the people. I like the tourists. I like the food. I'm all in. This is a fantastic, one-of-a-kind, totally unique place. I'm going to tell you a few things, though. Okay? So I got the beads. There's second-line parades here. There's second-line parades here like people get happy birthday saying to them. It's just part of the day. You'll see parades here. When I say parades, I'm not talking about like Snoopy floats. Did you see like a band just playing? You know, it could be during the day. It could be during the evening. It could be in 3 in the morning. It could be 3 in the afternoon. There's just bands playing. They don't need a reason or an excuse or an explanation to have a parade here in New Orleans. But what a city. What an interesting place. And the last time on the I Am Rappaport Stereo Podcast, I zeroed in. I wanted to experience some of that gator. I wanted to eat that alligator. And it got in my head because there's a guy on TikTok who cooks all sorts of exotic foods and meats. And you're probably saying to yourself, Mike Rapp, I thought you were vegetarian. I thought you were vegan. I never said that I was full vegetarian, full vegan. I said I lean that way. And trust me, I should be full-time vegetarian. I shouldn't be eating food. I should just be drinking juices, eating kale and lettuce. I should not be eating anything but that. If you saw what my stool looks like post New Orleans, trust me, you would say there's something died in you. Something died in you and is looking to get out. So, of course, when I mentioned wanting to eat that gator and possibly wanting to eat some of them frog legs, I got a whole lot of suggestions. And people were emailing, people were DMing, people were looking up reservations, looking to get me reservations at this restaurant, at that restaurant. You could, head 45 minutes out of town. There's some in town, all that. And I want to thank you guys for participating with me, the Gringo Mandingo. on my quest to find some of that Gator. I said I wanted that true blue Gator. So yesterday, we were trucking around New Orleans, filming some Rap in the Streets, which is on my YouTube page. I am Rapport Stereo Podcast YouTube page at Michael Rapaport. Talking to the people of New Orleans, asking them those hard-hitting questions, plus trying to find that Gator. Oh, and lo and behold, we found that Gator. We found that Gator. Now, it wasn't ideally what I wanted, okay? But before I get to what that Gator tasted like and what them frog legs actually tasted like, let me just tell you a little bit about Canal Street here in New Orleans. Let me just tell you a little bit about the French Quarters. Born, raised New York City, the 80s and 90s. I've been in some really, really, really rough and tumble neighborhoods. Been in some rough and tumble situations. I've been around some shady stuff. I have never experienced the kind of shisty, shady, grimy, watch your back, pickpocket and scam artist program that they got out here in New Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans. Yo, your grime game is bar none. When they say be careful to tourists in New Orleans, they mean be careful to tourists in New Orleans. You need to keep your head on a swivel. That being said, it's not like it's you're in a third world country, but people are looking to get over on you out here, particularly on this Canal Street and in parts of the French Quarter. You got dudes doing fake accents, fake Jamaican accents, which will go into patois accents, which will go into straight up, yo, I'm looking to get $20. One dude was like, first he was Jamaican, then he sounded like he was Southern. He was like, yo, you got $20? I was like, my man, you need to take this act to America's Got Talent. Like, you're a fantastic impressionist. Scary also, like Hollywood, there's a spot for you. We're walking around, there's music everywhere, it's loud. The bars are open. I've never seen anything like this since I was in Nashville. Saturday, New Orleans, I'm looking for coffee. The bars are open 9 a.m. And there's people in there drinking. Big, fat families of white people from all over the country drinking. It's 9 a.m. on a Sunday. I'm looking for like a latte and a coffee black or like some like immunity tea. People are, and they're not drinking like just a beer or like a 7 and 7. They're drinking like purple, blue, neon colored drinks out of these foot-long bong-like concoctions, throwing them back. Full families, wives, sisters-in-law, and these are big people, big people, 200 pounds each, 350. The women, 200, 250. Men, 350, 370. Linebackers, fullbacks. That being said, I love the city. It might sound like I'm passing judgment. Listen, on my experiences on the I Am Rapport Stereo Podcast and where I've gotten to go, I keep it real. I don't just like, the kept together Nantucket. I love Nantucket. I love New Orleans. I loved, where were we? Virginia that time. Surprising. It's a blessing to be able to go to these cities, have some time off, and explore these places. But we're asking around, we're sniffing around. Yo, how can I eat that Gator, that good Gator? That fresh off the barbecue Gator, that baked Gator, that fried Gator. So we go to this French market, and I see the sign. It was like, in the movie Pulp Fiction, when they kept opening the briefcase and it glowed? When I saw that sign, Gator on a stick, fried Gator, Gator burgers. It was literally like that pulp fiction Samuel Jackson, John Travolta moment when they open up that briefcase. So I said, this is it. So I talked to young boy. There were two young boys in there. One black dude who looked like Chris Jackson, a.k.a. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, who's got a documentary coming out. The Chris Jackson, a.k.a. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf story is coming out, I believe, this week. There's a documentary on him and his career and his journey on Showtime. I want to get Mahmoud on the I Am Rapport Stereo podcast because me and Phife Dawg met with him. Man, I don't even know how many years ago this was. And while we were doing the Try movie, you talked to him about doing that documentary. It was fresh off of the 30 for 30 that I did for... No, I hadn't even done the 30 for 30 on the Tribe. I mean, I haven't even done 30 for 30 on the Knicks. Anyway, I want to see that documentary. But we were talking to the Gator, Whisper, the Frog Leg, the chefs. White dude had that ill Southern accent, and this other light-skinned Chris Jackson, a.k.a. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf looking dude. Says, this Gator? They say, this is that Gator. They're explaining to us how they catch the Gator, how they view Gator in New Orleans. In New Orleans, they look at Gator like rats. It ain't like I'm eating monkey. I ain't eating no monkeys. It ain't like I'm eating turtle. They said, this place is overrun with gators. They were telling me about, they were in their driveway once. Homeboy had to get out the shotty because there was a 6.5-foot gator in his driveway. I wouldn't have got the shotty out. I'd have got the bow and arrow out. And I'd have caught that gator. I'd have killed that gator. I'd have seasoned that bitch. Real nice, real proper. I'd have cooked that gator. And oh yeah, I'd have ate that gator. I'm going to say it again. I'd have caught that gator, killed that gator. Oh yeah. Seasoned that motherfucker. Cooked it and then ate that bitch. Oh yeah. Nonetheless, just by their disposition, I was like, this is the spot. This is where it's going to go down. My wife, my friend, his wife, the people I with, they were like, you're on your own, homie. Nobody my wife was disgusted that I was actually eating this gator. And homeboy said, I said, what's the best tasting gator that you got since you don't have full gator? He said, I got that gator on a stick for you, Mike. I said, let's do it. I said, I want that gator on the stick. I said, what other exotics you got? He said, I got fresh frog legs. I said, let's do it. Fuck Kermit. Kermit could kiss my motherfucking ass. Because I was in Argentina once, and I had some fantastic frog legs. I'm telling you, I had stewed frog legs in Argentina one time, and I will never forget how good they tasted. They said, go sit down. It's going to be about 10 minutes. And he said, the gator on a stick, we'll have that first for you, Mike. I like when they would call me Mike. You know, it's like, real Southern. You know, like they felt comfortable with me. I felt comfortable with them. Kinfolk, as we call it down south. Homie brings out what looks like a 12-inch dick on a stick. My man brought out a dick on a stick. It literally looked like a sausage, like a kabbalah. I said, this is it? This is it? He goes, yeah, that's gator on a stick. That's gator, what is it, sausage or something. He says, try it. It literally looks like I'm eating a dick, an alligator dick. But I tried that gator on a stick, and full transparency, it tastes good. It tasted real good. You know what it tasted like? An Italian sausage. Growing up in New York City, they probably still have it. The hot dog vendors. You either get the hot dogs or the sausages. Eh? The hot dogs out of or the sausages. The sausages would be like 75 cents. I don't know how much they cost. They probably cost $9 now. They probably jam them up. The hot dogs would be 50 cents. You get yourself 2 hot dogs for $1, 4 hot dogs for $2, or the sausages. Gator on a stick tastes like New York sausages that you get from the hot dog vendor. Nice, spicy. Listen, I have no problem with my sexuality. I put that. My wife's like, you look like you're sucking a dick, and I go, I'm not. That's where your head is. Your head's in the street, babe. My head's not. I'm trying to eat this gator. She goes, you're really gonna eat it? I go, what do you think I'm doing this for? I want to eat that gator. She goes, you're disgusting. I said, well, just why don't you go wander around, meander, go get yourself some trinkets, bracelet, wallet. I don't know. I'm gonna eat the gator on the stick. Tried the gator. Tastes fantastic, but it wasn't anything unusual. It wasn't anything weird. It wasn't mealy. I didn't have alligator fingernails in there. I didn't have any of the hide. It tastes like a nice sausage. Homie comes over. He says, now I got your frog legs. This is where things get a little weird. Because frog legs, they look like frog legs. I don't know if you've ever eaten frog legs or seen cooked frog legs. But when you see a plate full of frog legs, and there's about 8 frog legs on there, which means 4 frogs. 4 frogs took that hit. Immediately, full transparency, you're just thinking about my man Kermit D. Frog. But I've talked so much shit. I made such a big spectacle. They're all seasoned up. They smell good. They got the sauce and all that. I said, I got to eat my frog legs. My wife comes back. She's disgusted with me. My friends are disgusted with me. No one wants to participate. No one wants to join me with the frog legs. You want a frog leg? No one wants it. They're running for the hills. So, well, I'm going to do this by myself. But I'm immediately thinking about Kermit. I'm thinking about Miss Piggy. I'm thinking about Gonzo. I'm thinking about Elmo. I'm thinking about Big Bird, Snuffleupagus, all the Muppets from all the shows. Nonetheless, I put that frog leg in my mouth. It tasted good. It tastes like nice, succulent chicken. It tastes real good, and they seasoned them up real nice and real proper-like. So I enjoyed my frog legs. I enjoyed my gator, albeit that I didn't get my gator cooked the way I wanted it. I didn't get it presented the way I wanted it. And then I'm waiting for how it's going to settle in my stomach. 15 minutes goes by, 20 minutes go by, 30 minutes go by. No problems. I didn't feel like there was anything alive. I didn't feel like, I had eaten the frogs before they had been ready to be eaten. Everything felt good, and I got a weak stomach. And after that, I walked off my meal. And you know what? My wife, my friend, his wife, and my other friend, they're walking around hungry. Like, oh, I want to eat. I go, I'm good. You guys are on your own. Go get yourself something to eat. I offered you frog legs. You could have had some of that gator on a stick, but you're too hoity-toity. You're bougie. So you guys want to go eat? I'm fine. Like, I'll go for seconds, but I'm stuffed. I feel good. No problem. No problemo. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for their support, their recommendations, or for food on my trip down here in New Orleans, and we're having a fantastic time.